It's day 3 of our Plan Your Year Challenge, and I am so excited to have you with me tonight. Tonight is my favorite night. If anybody knows anything about me, they know I love talking about numbers and finances and childcare. So we're going to let Facebook do what it does and let you know that we're on. I'm so excited because we have so much going on tonight. My favorite night, talking about profits in your childcare business, talking about money, budget. Whew, I'm going to make you happy. I'm going to make you sad tonight. It's going to be a really, really good night. Buckle in. Make sure you have your pen. Make sure you have your calculator. Make sure you have, listen, this is not the night that you want to miss. If you know anything about Childcare Millionaires, it's about you making a profit in your business. So we can't be Childcare Millionaires without first talking about the dollars. So if you are here, you're at the Plan Your Year Bootcamp. This is day 4. We're going to let everyone get in. I know Facebook is doing what it does. Give me 1 second and we'll be right back with you. Go ahead. While you're waiting, tag someone, tag a friend, tag an accountability partner, tag another center owner, because it's about to get lit.
At this millionaires thing, you know what I'm talking about. Stop. You know exactly what I'm saying. This millionaire childcare thing, look, man, we're loving it. We're having such a good time here. We're learning so much. I'm learning how to deal with my honey. I'm learning how to deal with my money. I'm learning how to deal with some of these folks too that I don't like.
This is day 1 and I'm having an absolute great time. I flew all the way in, scared to get on the plane, and this is my first time getting on the plane in all of my life, and I'm so excited that I did it. If you haven't been here, you need to try. It's awesome. I had a great time. I'm having a great time.
Experience here at the Millionaires Conference has been awesome. Just the sisterhood and finally meeting the people that I've come in connection with face to face has been totally awesome. I love you, Brandy. Thank you for everything that you have done for me.
Nothing like the Childcare Millionaires Conference. Listen, every year you need to make sure you find yourself in the place. This morning we started out with Michelle Johnson, and she told us how to build it, but not just build it, baby, how to build it big.
Y'all, I don't know how to say this. I hope y'all are hearing me on a deeper level than just your ears. Because some of you are about to walk into amazing opportunities where people are going to say, I just don't want this anymore. Will you take it?
And then I hit the stage and we rocked the boat, we worked the middle, and then we changed positions. And we are going to go from being that tiny boat to a huge ship. And then tonight we are going to party, party, party. And we invite you back to celebrate with us this year, next year, every year. Because at Childcare Millionaires, we constantly go to the bank, baby.
A lot of times we hire low. We hire low and we expect them to go high. We gonna hire high. We gotta get some of us don't want to hire good. All right, guys, it is day 3 and we are ready to get started. I know you want to see more of that video, but you're gonna have to see that video later because tonight is the night that we talk about money, 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 money. Money. Everybody say it in your house. We're going to talk about the financial side of childcare. Now, you cannot have an annual plan without a budget. But tonight, not only are we going to talk about some budgeting aspects, but we're going to talk about how you can use your numbers to make really good decisions. Now, I got some new stuff tonight. I got some old stuff tonight. I got some recalculations and some recalibrations. I just want to know. If you are ready for tonight. And if you're ready tonight, put ready in the chat. Because I'm ready for you. I am ready for you. How many of you've been here with us all 3 nights? If so, put number 3 in the chat. I got a lot of money songs tonight, y'all. I got a lot of money songs. For the love of money. I'm ready for y'all tonight. Better have my money. Don't bring in your kids without tuition. Better have my money. Oh, that was my new remix of Rihanna. I got my Cardi B. Money. Listen, I'm ready for tonight. So if this is your day 3, put day 3 in the chat. If this is your first night, man, put number 1 in the chat. You got some things that you got to catch up with, but I see a lot of people here on day 3. I want to remind you to do something for me right now. I want you to tag someone you know in childcare, 1. And the second thing I want you to do, after I fix this braid, which is driving me nuts, the second thing that I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you do me a favor and that you go ahead and you share this video. Now that this braid is not bothering me anymore, I can move on. All right, so I want you to do those 2 things. And when you have liked and shared, go ahead and put like and share in the chat. So let's get it going. Add it to the stream. So we are here at the Plan Your Year Bootcamp. Those of you who this is your first time, my name is Brandy Wood Smith. I'm a very passionate childcare owner, and I'm also the CMM, the Chief Money Maker over here at Childcare Millionaires Association. Last night we talked a little bit about our mission, but our mission is to create 7- and 8-figure childcare owners. So if you're right now a 6-figure childcare owner, put 6 in the chat. If you're a 7-figure childcare owner, put 7 in the chat. And if you're an 8-figure childcare owner, put 8 in the chat. Because there are some 8-figure childcare owners. But no matter where you are today, we're going to increase this number. So if you're mid-6s, we can go to the upper 6s. If you're 7, we're looking to go to more to 7. And sometimes you think, oh my God, that means I have to open up another center. No, sometimes it's just working the numbers that you have. And I'm going to prove that tonight. I am going to prove that tonight. So I'm really, really excited about you being here with us tonight. So what we do every year, we get together twice a year at Childcare Millionaires Live. Our next one is May 18th through the 21st. Mark it on your calendar. We love what we do here at Childcare Millionaires. I'm not going to go through our journey tonight, but if you go back to day 2, we really talk about our journey and how we've just moved through this evolution of not just helping childcare owners in their day-to-day operations, but to help them expand, to help them retire, and to help them live well. And if you are committed to living well in 2023, if you are committed to living well in 2023, go ahead and put 2023 in the chat. One of the things that I am already doing, I am commanding what I want from 2023. I am commanding it. But we have various programs here at Childcare Millionaires, from our general membership, which is free, to our accelerator membership, which we'll talk about a little later tonight, to our Elevation Mastermind, which we open twice a year, to our Ascension program, which is invitation only. So we invite you. I'm going to let you guys have the opportunity to take a screenshot of our manifesto, because we know Childcare Millionaires, we're here to create an impact. We take action. Childcare Millionaires, we value collaboration. We do not let the circumstances of today stop the progress of tomorrow. Childcare Millionaires show up as leaders and attract the team they desire, and attracts the team they desire, and attracts the team they desire, and attracts the team that they desire. We attract the team that we desire, right? We're here and we create solutions. Childcare Millionaires invest at the level that they expect results. And we don't meet expectations, but we exceed them. This is our manifesto. We believe this. We say it. We decree it. And I have this up on my wall. I have this on my phone because this is something that I'm training my brain. I'm training my brain to take action. I'm training my brain to attract what we need. I'm training my brain not to let circumstances overwhelm me. I'm training my brain to find investments and expect results from those investments. I'm training my brain to exceed expectations, right? And so I invite you to join us. We have 17 more days in this year, and we committed to saying this manifesto each and every day. And so I am encouraging you to do the same. You have to train your brain. So one of the things that I want to tell you guys as we move through this challenge, that we are going to challenge you to think different, because we know your thoughts and your beliefs affect your actions. Your actions affect your outcomes, and your outcomes affect your lifestyle. And you're going to hear me say that time and time again. You want to know why? I believe it. I believe it. This week, something awful happened to me. And me and Christina, she just said, Brandy, I don't know. I don't know what I would have thought. So many of you know that we spent this year remodeling our home. It was wonderful. Our home is beautiful. Oh my God. Man, we bought a fixer-upper and it was rough, right? Before we moved in, there was no floor, but we had vision, right? We had vision how this home could bless our family. It was a beautiful home, but it had not been taken care of. 6-bedroom home, got it way below market value, but we needed to do a lot of work. So we finished the work last week. We recorded for a TV show for our renovations and everything. Monday, my kids are like, Mom, we hear something in the kitchen. Tuesday morning, the whole ceiling in my kitchen falls. Pipes have burst in my ceiling. I could have let that tragedy, right, affect my ability to show up. But I'm not worried about that circumstance. Everybody's alive and everybody's well. And I've learned through this manifesto and through other things that I can't let the circumstances of today to stop my progress, right? And there's a solution. It's called the insurance company. And so you will have things that's going on this week that will try to derail you, but you have to say, you know what? I am here to create a solution. You will sometimes have things that try to come and frustrate you, but you'll say, hey, what kind of collaboration is going to get me out of this circumstance? Sometimes people will disappoint you, and you have to say, hey, as a leader, how am I going to attract the people that I need and I desire? Today, my team included insurance and contractors in a hotel, right? Because we just don't let those things rob us of our productivity. So we are Childcare Millionaires. This boot camp is meant to do 3 things. 1, to help owners and directors really take a look back so they can move ahead. I probably have wrecked the nerve of all 29 of my staff members. And then we have another 12 that don't work in office, that work in other companies. But I probably have wrecked all 35 of them. Because in the next few days, we have things to do, right? And so we are purging, we are planning, we are being intentional about exactly what we need to do for this season. Number 2 is to have a productive and profitable year. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And then number 3, to take control of your business. So, hey, every night, set your alarm for 6:55. We'll be on. Make sure you have your challenge pack. You definitely will need it tonight for our activities. Christina will drop that link in the chat because we want to make sure that you have the tools and the resources to do what you need to do, all right? In that challenge pack, you're going to have your guide. We have our private Q&A tomorrow at 12 noon. We have our last Q&A for VIP. Don't miss it. You're going to have your annual plan template, your worksheets, your marketing, your promotion schedules. And tomorrow we're going to talk about your monthly reviews. There's something in there that you need to print, make you a binder, or you need to upload it to your Remarkable or to your iPad. So every single month at the end of the month, you can go ahead and track your goals and your progress. This is not about planning only. This is about progress, right? And we do want you to make sure that you're making progress over this week and beyond. And you can do that by earning your badges. These are the badges that you should have earned already. You should have done your 21 questions, your SWOT analysis. You should have your success pack. You should have done your staffing for success. And today you're going to complete your marketing and your profit plan. Now, if you're here and you're not doing the work, and don't just post the badge, post the work. Because I like to give away prizes. And thanks to our lovely sponsors, we are going to be giving out some wonderful prizes. Y'all take a look at all of our sponsors. So our grand prize is on the screen. We will be giving away a Millionaire's Travel Pack. You'll be able to pick your own color from Tote and Carry, plus $200 in travel gift cards. We want you to travel in style. Hopefully you'll bring those digs in May to Houston, Texas, to the Childcare Millionaires Conference. Our second prize will be a Chromebook. And then our third prize for our most visible participant will be a set of walkies. I love these walkies. They have saved me so much in the last few years. So we want to make sure that you go back if you missed day one. Day one, we talked about really taking a look back at our business. Day two, we talked about people and processes. And each of those days, you had some assignments. If you've done your assignments, put yes in the chat. If you're still working, put still working in the chat. Let me see where you are. And, I know I'm talking fast tonight because we got work to do. We got to get off at 8:15. That's the commitment. So I got to get to the nitty gritty and to the meat of what we're going to talk about tonight. And I'm excited about it. Still working. Okay. Still working. As long as you started. Still working, should be done tonight, still working. Because tonight I'm going to give you another activity. So to really keep up, your goal is to spend at least 30 to 45 minutes the next day completing your assignments and your activities. And if you're still working, it's totally okay. Just don't stop. We will look at all of your activity through Monday, and then we'll be announcing our winners on Tuesday. So we want you to work. And we'll keep the replays up until Tuesday. After Tuesday, these replays will go just into our accelerator membership. All right. So nobody asked me, how can I get the replays? How you get the replays if you're a part of our accelerator membership? That's it. There's no other way. All right. So let's get to the topic at hand. Woo! Profits. Someone told me when I got into business that it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And one of the reasons why that stuck with me is because there are a lot of businesses with a lot of cash that flows through, but it doesn't stay. How many of you, you don't even realize, man, I've taken $300,000, $500,000. I've taken $1.2 million through my hands. Where did it go? Has anybody ever asked themselves that question? Where's the money? Now, I know what Chase Wells Fargo is saying, but where's the money? Right? Has anybody had that thing where is it? I know these parents are paying tuition every week. We collect upwards of $40,000 in tuition every week. I know they're paying tuition, but where is it? I don't feel it. Oh, I love Tamika says that leaking pockets. What I want to talk to you guys about today is how to really track your money, how to make decisions based on your money, and how to make your money stretch far. I'm in the business of employing my money. I need my money to go to work because I want my money to make more money. But if I'm not making a profit, or if I'm losing money, or if I don't really know my numbers, I don't know how to make good decisions. If I don't know how many employees I should have, if I don't know my break-even number, if I don't know my revenue gap, if I don't know where I'm gaining or losing money, I cannot make good decisions. I love it. Kim says, show me the money. Show me the money. Because the money is coming in, but a lot of us really are waiting on accountants We're waiting on coaches. We're waiting. Maybe we even waiting on our big brother Jesus himself to come and sit down and talk to us about our finances. But I want you to know that when you talk to your CPA and when you're making decisions, when you're talking to a retirement specialist, they should only be confirming what you already know, or they should be taking what you know and elevating it. And if you don't know the right questions to ask and the right metrics to have, then we have a problem. Right now, you should know how much money you made this year. You should know your profit, your expenses. If you're getting adequate accounting done, and if not, we really invite you to, to talk to a CPA. We encourage that. Tonight, the financial advice I'm giving you is from a standpoint of an owner who's been in business in childcare for over 10 years and been in business for over 30 years. So I want you to know that as an owner, you should see your finances totally different than anybody else. You should have accountability of knowing some things. So if you are ready for that tonight and you're ready to level up on your knowledge level when it comes to your finances, put money in the chat. So in order to really take back our childcare business, we cannot be a victim of having rough financials, because many of us, we're running our business based on grant money. That's not promised to us. And if you're basing your budget on grant money, then that could be the demise of your business. One of the things that we said when we started receiving funds, Maria, we were like, even though we're receiving these funds, we're not going to base our budget on these funds. Because when this fund goes, we will base expansion, we will base growth, we will maybe hire someone that can allow us to make this extra money on a regular basis, but we will not base our regular budget on these funds. That was one of my rules, to be able to make sure that I had a healthy budget. So I'm going to start here. Enrollment is the key to a healthy business and a healthy profit margin. If you don't have at least 80% enrollment, then you are in a danger zone. So Brandy, how do I know what 80% is? Take your capacity times 0.8 and drop that in the chat. Everybody do it. Take your capacity, how many students you can have, times 0.8 and drop it in the chat. So that number that you're dropping in the chat, and since we can't do a point. Hey, my singing diva. Hey, girl. Since we can't do points, her 80, we're going to round up to 71. We always round up. 144. This is the number that we never want to drop below. This is the number we need to fight to get to, no matter what. We fight to 80%. Everybody say, I'm fighting to 80%. I'm fighting to 80%. You've already done one assignment, y'all. Y'all so smart. Y'all are so smart. Christina, will you have Sade's and them teams send the link out, the exact link to where we are right now? Guys, you got to be fighting at 80% no matter what. If you're already at 80%, put there in the chat. If you already made it to 80%, put there in the chat. Good job. So the first number that you already know, this should be your goal no matter what, 80% capacity. Now, if you're already at 80, yeah, you want to push, and you want to push 100%. But 80% is normally your healthy zone. All right? So we always want to do that. So your income minus your cost is your profit. And one of the reasons why this profit, I'm going to tell y'all, and y'all can tell me if I'm lying, but I ain't lying. How many of us were told not to show a profit because you're going to have to pay taxes? How many of us literally have, tried not to show a profit because we don't want to pay taxes? If so, I want you to put lie in the chat, because this is a lie that we have to debunk. If you don't make a profit, you're never going to be able to sell your business at the correct multiplier. If you don't make a profit, you're not going to be able to take care of your family. If you don't make a profit, you're not going to be able to pay a living wage. If you don't make a profit, you're not going to be able to expand. These are lies, 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 lies. And this lie and this train of thought will keep you from making money in your business. This train of thought will make you, not focus on enrollment. This train of thought will get you in jail for tax evasion because you don't put all your money in your bank account. This train of thought will make it impossible for you to buy a building or to get financed. I want you to know that you must show a profit. You need to be committed to a profit. Now, there are tax strategies that can reduce your taxes while you still show a profit. You can have a qualified plan that reduces your taxable income without reducing your profit. You can have building depreciation, which reduces your taxes without reducing your profit. And I want you to know that, because we especially, and I am not trying to be funny, we especially as female and then female minority women have been given god-awful financial advice. Literally god-awful financial advice. Some of us invest more in Louis Vuitton than we do in a good CPA. Some of us need Keisha from around the way to stop doing our taxes. Some of us, your uncle who ain't been to no tax strategy class in 20 years and still doing your taxes, Uncle Bubba needs to stop. And you need to really invest in strategy in your business, because your old mindset of not showing a profit, your old mindset of being scared of taxes, your old mindset of not being comfortable being wealthy is keeping you from being as productive and profitable as you can be. So I'm going to tell you, for years I didn't pay a lot of taxes, and then I paid a lot of taxes, and then I got to where I could make a lot of money and not pay a lot of taxes, but it was with strategy, right? Those years I paid too much, Maria, like you said, those years I paid too much, it was probably a lack of strategy, right? And then when I had the right strategy, I was like, oh my God, here we go. So I just wanted to share that caveat before we move on tonight. So when you think about your profit, you got to ask yourself, which do you need? More students or less expenses? More students or less expenses? If you're not at that 80% capacity, I can already tell you, you need more students. If you're full to capacity and you're like, my budget is still lean, you may need to increase your tuition prices. But most of the time, it's either I need more students or increase in tuition, or I need less expenses. Right? And some people will say, well, Brandy, I need both. But I guarantee you, if you need both, focus on more students. Because sometimes there's only so much you can cut from your budget. Or you're getting a non-quality items, non-quality staff. There's only so much you can cut from a bare budget. All right. So this is the question I want you to answer. More students, more or less expenses. Okay. So one of the things that I want us to do before we get into some of our numbers is to talk about what's in your workbook, the student plan. Can someone tell us what page the student plan is on? So the student plan is actually going to help you keep the students that you currently have. Thank you, guys. If you keep the students that you currently have, then you can focus on getting new students. It doesn't make any sense to enroll 10 kids and you lose 10 kids every month. So some of the things that you maybe want to talk to your staff about in this end of the year thing is what makes our daycare special. What makes our childcare center special? If you don't like the word daycare, it's okay. We use childcare center, early learning. Mine is an academy. Let's not get stuck there. But what makes your center special? Because you need to be able to communicate that in tours. You need to be able to communicate that in staff. For us, we're an early literacy center. We pride ourselves in teaching kids to read by the time that they're 3 years old. We pride ourselves in being a school that makes sure that kids are kinder ready and they enter school above kinder level. We really want them to enter school at first grade level. This is some of the things that we pride ourselves. We pride ourselves in being a multilingual institution. Habla español poquito. We also pride ourselves in using sign language to communicate with kids, especially kids that maybe have discipline problems or need nonverbal ways of communicating. We pride ourselves in being a community school. We pride ourselves in these things. So what makes your school special? Because a lot of times when we're doing tours and we're trying to attract and retain parents, we're trying to attract and retain based on price. Baby, them parents don't care about your price. They care about your value. This is what I know. You can't pay me what I'm worth. You can't, because I'm priceless. Right? But I can put an appropriate value to my services. Right? I can make sure that my services are matching with the staff that I need. I can make sure that my price is adequate. But when you're price focused, you're going to always give discounts. One of the things that we teach in the membership is about that $10 discount a week. That's $500. If you're doing that for 10 kids, that's $5,000 a year that you're using. What could you have done with that $5,000? You could invest that in training and marketing. So we got to be really careful that we're not cutting our price so low that we're not making sure we're focused on quality. So you want to ask these questions. What special programs do you have? How do we communicate with parents? Because your student experience is going to help you retain the students you have and attract new students. So real quick, put something in the chat that makes your school special. Put something in the chat. What makes your school special? What's going to make me come to you opposed to the childcare center down the street? Right? And some of us need to look at the outside of our facilities and say, if I didn't own this and if I didn't work here, would this attract new people? Right? Enrichment and activities. Highest scores for kinder ready. So Kim, you need to be putting that anywhere. Everywhere. You need a sign out. Right? Our school had the highest scores in kinder readiness than all other centers. We provide diapers and wet wipes. How can you language that? We help parents buy multiple parent referrals. But how does that make you special, Toy? How can you language that in a way like most of our parents here at our institution were referred to us? We're very selective with our parents and the families that we serve, because we want to make sure we have a quality environment. Offer on-site community resources, WIC, on-site counseling, speech therapy, family focused, right? So you gotta lead with these things in the tour. Not, oh yeah, my price $189 a week. Oh, my price. Nobody don't care about your price. What value are you offering? And if you can communicate that, then people will pay whatever price that you want. How many of you guys have paid more for something than you thought you would, but you felt like you could not live without it? How many of you have paid thousands of dollars for your kids to do something you have sacrificed because you felt that this was the best for your kid? But as long as you're leading with price, right, you will repel parents who are looking for quality. As long as you're leading with price, literally, you will attract people that they're only money focused, right? So we got to lead with programming. We got to lead with what makes us special. Some of the other things that you can do in your marketing, if you want to bring those things out in your marketing. These are 2 other pages that you're going to do in your workbook tonight. What's your main source of marketing? Because in your marketing, you should be saying, hey, we are a bilingual school. You know, we're top of class. We are family focused. Changing the way that you talk about your school. Changing the way you present yourself online. If parents don't even ask me the price, I don't even mention it. I say, so are you ready to enroll? I'm assuming the enrollment process. And for those of you who are struggling with enrollment, please go and watch our Enroll 20 class. It is free in our membership. We want you to make sure that you watch that program because that is going to allow you to elevate your enrollment. We've been able to enroll 65 students in 1 month using this plan, right? What is your plan to enroll new students going into the year? So for us, our goal is to always enroll 10 students per month unless we're full or unless we have a capped capacity. So at one center, we can take 119. Right now, I don't want to take over 90 students because if so, I'm going to have to convert another space. Unless they're after schoolers, I'll take as many of those as possible. But full time, we're down to 60. Then they can take as many after schools they want. They can take 100 of them because I don't want to lose our common space. I believe that when they gave us that capacity, they gave us a little extra. Although our building is 8,000 square foot, our big room is a sanctuary that all the chairs and stuff are taken out of it. But we don't want to lose that collective space. My other building is 109. We've tested it. We cannot fit more than 100. We really can't fit more than 95 students in there. We got up to 98. It was unbearable. So at that center, we kind of, after we get 95 students, we cut off. So one center, we do maybe 100, 105. So we're always doing 80% of that. Right now, we're at 80%. So I allowed them, hey, you can go to 95%, right? You can go to 95% of our capacity. That's our goal. So until we reach 95 and 90, then I'm expecting them to enroll at least 10 students a month. And that's an expectation that we have. So how do we do that? We do that through marketing. We do that through quality tours. We do that through following up with our leads. Every child that doesn't enroll, that should have enrolled, to us, I feel like we just lost $8,000. My average parent pays $8,000 a year. So explain to me, why did we lose this lead? Was it because our programming didn't match? Did we not do a great tour? Did we not follow up? Same thing when parents leave. I know parents will leave, but let's not make them leave based on something we did incorrectly. Let it not be our customer service. One of the things that I suggest that you add in your marketing is after enrollment marketing. Brandy, what do you mean after enrollment marketing? A lot of us stop showing up after the parent enrolls, right? But you need a system to follow up with parents. So we follow up with them day one. We send a picture home. We send a gift home with them day one. We make a phone call during nap time day 1 to ease their mind. Then 2 days later, we also follow up with them to make sure everything is going smooth. We do a 2-week call. We follow up with them at the end of 2 weeks. Why? Because we're trying to be proactive. And at the end of the 2 weeks, if they're happy, we ask them for a review. Because we're trying to be proactive. We're taking our business in our hands. We don't want them to say, hey, I came here and nobody took care of me. I started here, everybody said that this was wonderful and it was a family and you guys will communicate. So I want you to put in the chat, what do you do after enrollment to continue to market to your families? Right? Are you celebrating occasions? Are you celebrating milestones? Are you celebrating their 1 year, 1 month anniversary? What are you doing to continue to retain the parents and market to the parents you have? Because your parents not only are great, but they're also your best referral source. And when you can make a parent feel special, when you can make a child feel special, they will market for you. Trust me. The other thing that I really suggest that you do is really fill out the marketing plan for 2022. Now, there are particular months that I do enrollment specials. I don't do enrollment specials the first 2 weeks in January. Why? People are already moving around. That's crazy. We're not going to do a special. The end of January through February, that's when I normally do my Enroll 20. I normally have hired new staff, got them in place. And this is one of my favorite promotions to do is get a free week, right? So any spots that we need to fill, we give them a free week of childcare. What? A free week? Absolutely. How does that work, Brandy? So they enroll, they pay their enrollment fee. Week 1, they pay. Week 2, they pay. Week 3, they pay. Week 4, they pay. On week 5, we give them a week that's 100% free. So when we tell parents and we put that sign up that we're giving a free week of childcare, our phone rings off the hook. If we're already at capacity, maybe we don't run that special. But we typically run this special end of January, February, and then we run it again at the end of September when we're trying to fill those final seats after back to school. So we do this on purpose after the big peak enrollment seasons. We have another big enrollment special for summer. If they register their kid in April, that they pay half of the registration fee and they get a free t-shirt. Because what we're trying to do, we're trying to go ahead and beat the attrition rate for the summer. So I really encourage you to go in and say, hey, where am I going to run a special? And then sometimes you have to have internal enrollment specials. Like, we're going to give a gift card to a parent that does a referral. We're going to do student of the week. We're going to do, we're going to highlight our biggest fundraiser family. We're going to do king and queen of our school. Because if you do these things, parents who are with you, you're still marketing to those parents. I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to think for one moment that you stop marketing to the parents that you already have. All right? Angela, I'm going to say you can give discounts based on what you want. I give one-time discounts. I don't give, weekly discounts because it costs too much. So if I have a VA family and they ask for a discount, maybe I give them half off tuition for their second kid. But I'm not big on ongoing discounts. I am big on promotions that's going to help me fill empty seats. That's just my mindset. Because I don't want to lose money over a long period of time. And I don't want parents to stay with me just because of budget, right? But when I put that sign out in front of my daycare, get a free week of daycare, literally cars are stopping, turning around, doing U-turns just to see how can they get a free week. So we're going to go on a little bit, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the operational summary. This is not in your challenge pack, but this is in the membership, and you're welcome to take screenshots. How many of you have a tight budget? If you feel like you have a tight budget, put yes. And if you feel like I may know a little bit, but it's not tight. It's not tight. Put no. I don't want no in-betweens. If you have a tight budget, put yes. If you don't have a tight budget, put no. Okay? So one of the things that I really encourage people to do is this operational summary before they start talking to a CPA. Before they do anything, this is something that you can do on your own. I do it every single month. Because I do it every single month, I don't have to retype the names. We can add and subtract names. But the first thing I do is I go in and for every school and I list. And if you have like a ProCare, Bright Wheel, Kangaroo Time, Line Leader, Pretty 3, any of those things, you may be able to download this report. But if you don't have this and you don't know where to find it, you're probably losing money. So I want to know how much tuition I'm taking in every week from each student. And I kind of estimate my subsidy and I divide it. We get paid subsidy weekly. We not monthly. But if I really get subsidy monthly, I would just divide that average amount every week. My goal here is to figure out my revenue. So for those of you who don't know what your weekly revenue is, I challenge you to list all of your kids down tonight and what they pay so you can get your weekly average, right? Or you can look at your books from the last few months, take your total revenue and divide it by 4 so you can get an estimate of your weekly and your monthly average. Now, I know some of us, we don't know very well, so you may not want to drop it in the chat, but I'm very transparent, so I'll drop my information in the chat. At one center, we trend around 55, and the other center, we trend around 65 per month. So I know per week, we should be at about $25,000 to $28,000 per week, right? I know that's my weekly for the whole organization. After you figure out what your weekly is, then you can go through and you can write down all of your bills and your expenses, or you can look at your data from your CPA or your bookkeeper and see what have been your expenses. I like owners when they come to me and they join our programs, I like them to do this themselves because sometimes when they go through their bank statement and they find expenses, they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know I was still paying for this. Or I didn't realize I was spending this much here, right? And so I tell people, you can look at your bank statement for the last 3 months to kind of get an average, but then we're going to set a cap. This is the maximum I'm going to spend on food. This is a maximum, I'm going to spend on lights. This is a maximum that we're going to spend on supplies, right? And I literally have people go in and write all of their normal expenses, and then we put in a little bit for miscellaneous. So now I know how much money I take in, and I know how much money I have going out, and then we estimate payroll. Again, you can go back and look at it historically. This allows you to figure out your own profit loss, projected profit loss. So before I go into any month, and I wish I had it up, before I go into any month, I know, hey, this is what I should be taking in a week. Bam. This is what I should be taking in this month. Okay. This is my expenses. Okay. This is my projected payroll. And at the end of this month, this is what I should have left over. I want to know that before the month begins. How many of you know your projections before the month begins? If so, put yes. And if not, put no. Because this is one of the first things that we're going to do tonight. And we're going to do it in depth in our CEO intensive. So the first 6 people said no. And for me, that's scary. Okay? So you can do this even now. List all of your tuition for the week. Figure out your monthly expectations. Go back and list all your expenses, which you normally pay in payroll. And you can come up with your estimated profit loss. This is how you find out if parents are paying you, if people are stealing from you. There's going to be a time in childcare, and I say this and people will be like, Brandy, I don't know if you're telling the truth. There may be a time where you make more money than you can watch. Yeah. And I tell a story all the time how I was missing $21,000 and I didn't even know it. Luckily, it was stuck in my credit card batch machine. My machine hadn't batched in maybe 12 or 14 days. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember I told y'all about this? And my parent was like, hey, the money didn't come out of my account. And I was like, oh, let me go and check. That's how I found out my machine hadn't been batching. I press batch, and it was over $21,000 of credit card payments stuck in my machine. Now, what if there was $21,000 that someone had stole from me? Okay? I guarantee you that if you don't have a good estimate, that it's too easy to miss money. I don't care if your payments are automated. You may say, oh, all of my payments are automated, so there's no way I can miss money. Another lie. I've had systems where my automated system was not billing parents. We had to recapture payments this summer because some of my parents were not being billed. Again, if I had not been monitoring my weekly intake, I would not have missed that $16,000 that was missing. Literally, anybody who was on automatic payments, literally at one center, none of the payments processed. Now, if the parents went in the system and they paid electronically, bam, we were getting the money. But if I didn't have good projections and I didn't say, oh my God, we should have taken in $28,000 this week. Why do we only have taken in $12,000? If I wouldn't have been watching that, I would have missed it. Okay? So you got to watch your intake. You got to be able to predict your break even. All right? You got to be able to predict your profit loss. So, who is committed? Now, I want you to do it. If you're committed, just do it for January. Do it for December. We did ours for December and January today. We listed all of our students that we felt like we were going into the year with, their monthly tuition, and we came up with how much that center should make per month. We got that number, right? Then we listed all of our expenses, and we looked at our average payroll. We took everything we should be taking in. We subtracted our expenses. We subtracted our payroll to know what our projected profit loss should be. Projected profit loss. Now when I'm talking to my CPA, now when I'm talking to my director, now when I'm talking to my owner, I'm talking from a place of authority, not a place of submission. Some of you are dealing with your finances as a place of submission. Oh, please help me, sir. Please help me, ma'am. No, when I'm talking to my CPA, I'm talking from a position of authority. This is the amount I should be profiting. Where is my money? Oh my God, I'm way over projections. What can we buy next? Right? We want to take our finances from a place of authority. All right? Everybody says they're committed. I'm waiting on some more committed. Going to start? Yes. And you can do it right now, Kim, for next year. You already know what students you're going to bring into January. You already know what students you're going to bring in January. And if you commit at the end of the month, doing your projections, then you can say, oh my God, by May, I'm going to have an extra $50,000 in reserve. I can't afford this employee. I can't afford this new band. I can't afford a staff retreat, right? But if you don't do your projections, you don't even know how crucial it is to enroll. You don't know how crucial it is to hire well. Everybody committed? I'm committed to doing my projections. I'm committed to doing my projections. All right? So that's the first thing we're going to do. Financially, we're going to be able to know our projections. Tomorrow, if you have questions about your projections, ask them You can bring your numbers. If you do this assignment tonight, you can show them to me. I would love to see them, and I will show you mine. Anyone who comes on Q&A tomorrow who wants to see my projections for January, I will show you my projections. I will show them to you. I have no problem. It ain't like you can steal it from me. But I will show you my projections. I remember when I was trying to be a seven-figure center, I was like, I got to make $83,333.34 every month. I knew it. And so I was like, that means I got to make about $22,000 a week. And we worked on it until we got up to over $22,000 a week. And I'm like, okay, now let's do it for this center. And let's do it for this center. And that's how we begin to have the extra money to buy property, to buy land, and to buy other businesses. So tomorrow on Q&A, noon, make sure you get on and we can talk more about these projections because we got to move on. The next thing you need to know when you're talking about your finances is your break even. All right? Everybody, you've already calculated your 80%. Now we've talked about how you can do your projections. And tomorrow, if you come to Q&A, I will give you the link to that operational summary. I'll give you the link to the operational summary. All right. So you got to be a VIP to get there. I'll give you a link and I will show you mine. Okay. Next, let's go to our next one. Break even. Break even is the number of students that you need to just cover your budget, not to make a profit, but just to break even. Now, although we don't want to live in break even, we need to know what our break even is, all right? So, I am going to show you exactly how to calculate your break even. And tonight, you're going to leave with your break even. Y'all ready? If you're ready, say ready. Yeah, we're not scared over here. We're not scared. The only thing that can come back fear is information. And even with information, you got to have activity. The only reason why you're afraid is because you just haven't built up your confidence. And that's why it's really important for you to be in a community like this. Okay? So what's your break even? Break even is very simple to calculate. But you're going to need to know two things. You're going to need to know your estimated expenses. And you're going to need to know your average tuition. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a break even. And then we're going to calculate your break even. You're going to leave here with information. I know this is a free boot camp, but it's valuable. If you're finding value in this boot camp, if you're finding this to be valuable, if you're learning something that you can apply in your business, let me know in the chat. All right, so this is how you calculate your break even. Number one, you got to know your expenses. So the average daycare, your expenses are going to be somewhere between $28,000 and $35,000 unless you have a mega center. Now, you may not want to tell me what you won't make, but you can tell me what you spend. Another thing you can do, if you're not commingling your funds and you're keeping your business funds separate, all you got to do, log into your bank account and see how much money is going out of your bank account. How many withdrawals do you have? That could be a guesstimate. All right. So if you had to guess, how much money do you spend a month between expenses and payroll to run your business? For us, it's high. It's about $32,000 per center. But just let me know in the chat. Bam. If you don't know your average tuition rate, because that's the second thing you're going to need, you're going to use your toddler rate. How many of you know your toddler rate? If so, drop that in the chat. So drop two things in the chat. How much you think you spend a month and your toddler rate. Let me make sure that everybody's on the right track. Oh, y'all are doing so good. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you. All right. Here's Christina. She says she's about 25 to 30,000. So just using the middle. Toddler rate is 400. Girl, I need to move where you at. My toddler rate is too cheap. Too cheap. My toddler rate is 180. Woo! Give me that 400. Josie says they're spending about 55. Okay, Toya's spending about her toddler rate is 245. Okay. Toddler rate 166. Toddler rate 215. Okay. Keep it going. Hey, Charity. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So listen, this is my favorite part of the whole challenge. Because when I can help you understand your numbers, I can make you a super owner. I can make you super effective. I can help you make great decisions, okay? So now, let's do break even. Some of you base your budget on 52 weeks. I base my budget on 50 weeks. But for things like this, I just use 48 weeks. I just use 4-week months. Now, if you want to use 4.25 or 4.1, you can. But I'm going to use good, nice, pretty numbers, all right? So everybody, you're going to take your expenses and divide it by 4. In this example, the expenses was $28,000 for this daycare, which was about $7,000 a week. And the toddler rate or the average rate was $190. And their break even was 37 students. Now we're going to use ABC Daycare for a little while tonight. All right. So everybody know it? So now it's your turn. Okay? I want you, why is this blank? I want you to take your average expenses, divided by 4, and then divide it by your toddler rate, or if you know your average rate, maybe your average rate is less or more than your toddler rate. I have to tell you the complicated way at another time. We don't have time to do that tonight. And then tell me what you get in the chat. Then tell me what you get in the chat. Okay. I am waiting. I'm waiting. I don't see any answers yet. I feel like we're working. Take your monthly expenses, divide it by 4. And you're going to divide that by your toddler rate or your average rate. All right. And put that in the chat. All right. Teresa said hers is 68. So that means with all of her expenses, divided by 4, divided by her average rate, she needs 68 students to pay all of her bills. Now, Teresa before told us she could have 118. So that's a lot more students there to make a profit. Joy says, okay, mine is 38. If I take all my expenses, divide by 4, divided by my toddler rate, man, my break even is 38. I want everybody to calculate their break even. Now you know. Now you know. Excuse me, guys. Now you know, even though your goal is 80% capacity, that if you just had this amount of students, you could pay all of your bills. And Latrice, since you're new, this is great because now you'll know how to do it. Right? Now, if your capacity is like a home or a small center, of course, to pay your bills will be closer to your 80%. But for most centers, your capacity is going to be close to like 40% of your capacity. Your break even is going to be about 40% of your capacity. Charity says she doesn't think she's doing it right. Charity, if you put your expenses and your toddler rate in the chat, I'll do it for you. All right. We're going to move on because we got a few more things to do. So we did yours. The next thing we're going to do is the revenue gap. Now, this is where people like, yeah, include your employees, Charity, include your payroll. You got to include all expenses. You got to include all expenses, all expenses. Every expense you have, divide it by 4, and then divide that by your toddler rate. All right? So now we're going to do our revenue gap. So what do we know? We know our capacity. We know our 80% of our capacity is our goal. We know how to calculate our projections. I mean, we learned all this in 1 hour. Come on, y'all. 1 hour. 1 hour. Now we know our break even. Now, let's talk about our revenue gap. Because the revenue gap is where you can take control and blow up and expand your business. So for my homes and my small centers, I know you're not going to have a lot of revenue gap, but for my bigger centers, don't throw up. So I'm going to tell you right now how many spots I have available. So y'all, listen, I'm in this with you. At Center 1, I got 15 spots available. Christina, I got it down. 95 is our goal. We got 80 students. We actually have 81, but I'm going to say we got 15. And at Center 2, I got 21 seats. So I got 36 seats. 36. 36 is my number. So let me explain to you how you do your revenue gap. We want this pig to be fat. Everybody say, feed my pig. Feed my pig. Listen, feed my pig. You remember when my number of empty seats was like 100 after the pandemic? I think we dropped down from a little over 140 students down to 12. Listen, we got to feed the pig. Baby, feed my pig. We need this pig with some fat. I love it. Feed my pig, baby. So how do we feed the pig? We feed the pig by knowing our revenue gap. All right. So I'm going to show you an example, and then you're going to do yours. And this is one of the last things we're going to do tonight. So first of all, you need to know your capacity, which everybody knows. You're going to know your capacity. This is an example. This particular center can take 72. And we're going to figure out their yearly revenue gap. Right now, this center has 50 students. So they can take 22 more students. Well, if their average tuition is $190, 22 times their average tuition is, if they had those seats filled, they would make an extra $4,180 per month. And if they did that for 50 weeks, because we close during Christmas and we give a good vacation week. If they could do that for 50 weeks, right? Their revenue gap is $209,000. Now you're going to do it. I'm going to do it with you. Take your capacity minus the number of students you have today. So you're going to figure out how many empty seats you have in your building. When you know that number, drop it in the chat. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Do it. Do it. Don't get scared, y'all. Don't get scared. Oh, don't get scared. About 50. 15 is not bad. 61. Oh, okay, that's a lot. All right. Oh, y'all are doing good. Joy, I'm so mad at you. Joy don't get to do the activity. Joy says she got 1 spot. Oh, wait a minute. Alabama says she has 0 spots. That means y'all need to open another center. Y'all not getting off the hook. Boo. No, but congratulations. Okay, 11. So that's okay. I love a high capacity. I can take 238 students. I love it. So we're going to use 28 for you, our lister. We're going to use 28 for you. 25. All right. 48, 15, 12. Hey, Vermeil. Nice to meet you. All right. Kamisha says 9. All right. Now, multiply that by your toddler rate or your average tuition rate. If you want to use your pre-K rate, you can. I use a toddler rate. I have tried it so many times. If I take people's weekly tuition and divide it by the number of students they have, because that's how you really calculate the average rate. And we can do that tomorrow, see if you can get it exact. But yeah, I just use the toddler rate. It works. Okay, so Tori says, man, I will make an extra $5,400. All right? Oh, Latrice, we gotta just find you a good real estate agent. Sometimes I know people with buildings in a certain community. You have to let us know. Teresa said weekly she's losing $11,285. All right, keep dropping. Pam, $5,850. Oh, let me do mine. 36. Ooh, Lord. Somebody else do mine. I don't like doing this part. 36. Ooh. Times 180. Mine is 6,400. Actually, I probably should have did my average rate between my two centers, but I'll take it. 6,480 is mine. All right. Anybody else? Now, you're going to take that number and you're going to multiply that number times 50. You're going to multiply that number times 50. This number is your revenue gap. This is the number that if you were full, this is how much more money potentially that you would make. So here's mine. Ooh. Kimberly, yours has went down since the last time. Josie, what do you think about that? I use 50 weeks because I give every kid a vacation week out of it, and I don't charge them, and we're closed Christmas, and I don't charge. So I don't base my budget on 52 weeks. I actually base my budget on 48 weeks. But good question. Joy, I think even if it's one student, if you did that one student times your weekly tuition times 50, I think it would be higher than that. So this is another number I want you to write down in your sheet, is your revenue gap. So now you know how many students you need for 80% capacity. You know your projections for the month. You know how many students you need to break even. And now you know how much more money you can make if you filled every seat. This is what makes you make sound decisions. This is what makes you say there is no way I'm not going to find some more staff members. This will make you do a job fair every 2 weeks. This will make you train so you can retain. This will make you make sure you're marketing internally and externally to your students and your staff. Right? So one of the ways you fill seats, Charity, I really invite you to go and watch our Enroll 20. We talk about how you can run promotions to fill those empty seats, and how first you want to fill seats of only the ones that you have enough staff without hiring more staff. When we fill seats, we want to fill to what we currently have staff for first. So we have Enroll 20 is absolutely free. In our membership, you can go and watch that particular class. It'll probably take you 3 to 4 hours. You can implement everything within a week. It's easy peasy. You definitely want to go and watch that class. All right. So, guys, we figured out our revenue gap. You can take a screenshot of this just in case you have to ever do it again. I will remove. And tomorrow on our Q&A, because we have more time, we can go ahead and even calculate like how many more students you can take without adding employees. We can do that tomorrow on our Q&A. So you've already done it for your center. And the other thing, and I'll go over a few of these on tomorrow doing the challenge tomorrow night, is just how to forecast in budget. Because there's a way that you can really forecast and budget, but we'll do that tomorrow when we put everything together. We'll go and do some budgeting. But I want to talk about real quick again tonight is that we're going to be doing our CEO intensive. We have something called the Accelerator membership. It is our lowest tier of our paid programs, but it's so valuable. We meet 4 times a month in this program. Every single month, we have a masterclass. We have a Q&A session. We have an expert trainer. We have a member-led work session where you guys get on and work, or if you're looking for something inside a template, Christina can help you find that template. We announce grant opportunities, funding. We do pitch competitions within our programs. We have forms, libraries, like a lot of the things that you guys have asked me for is probably in the membership. And I just want to thank Christina for being our membership chair. She is always willing to help you find what you need in the membership. And there are times if we don't have it, she will go and create it. She's a former center owner herself. She's managed over 20 centers. She is great with technology. And so she is really such an asset to our members and our membership. But in the CEO intensive that will be held inside of our accelerator, we are really going to hone in the first 6 months of the year. How can you level up as a CEO, right? How can you strengthen your program? How can you have a clear roadmap to success? How can you really up-level your financial wellness by filling your seats, by understanding your numbers, right? How can you have some staffing solutions to create the team that you need and desire? And then how can you create a business that loves you back? This is what we know. Sometimes this business is exhausting, right? And sometimes we want to just throw in a towel. But I'm going to throw it right back at you. If you throw it at me, no, you're going to stay in the game. You are going to stay in the game. And so we want to make sure that we offer something that can help you take this plan and make sure that you execute it. So this program will be a 6-part program. 1 will be based on clarity. What do you really need to do in 2023? 2, the first thing we're going to work on is your team. Because we know many of you, man, you just haven't been able to do certain things because you don't have the team that you want. I understand it. 3, we're going to talk about operations, making sure you have good management plans, good marketing, good building management. You have a good annual calendar. 4, we're going to really promote financial wellness. How do you use the information from tonight? If you could do all of this in one night, imagine what you could do over a few months if you really, really honed in on your CEO skills. A lot of times we want to worry about our staff and what our staff can do. A lot of times we want to worry about what this person can do and why didn't this person do this. But what about you? You are the captain that's leading this ship, and you have to be tenacious in this season. You have to be very creative about what you do in your business to make sure that you grow. And then we have strength training, where we as owners and experts will come and do panels, and then having that accountability to actually implement and do the work. So our accelerator membership, we're putting it in 3 tiers. And the first 6 months, we'll be focusing on the CEO intensive. So as you guys know, our membership is $99 a month. It's been that price for forever. We're not going up on that price. We have no intention to go up on that price. But for those of you who know you want to be in it for the long haul with us, we have a yearly membership for $6.99, which basically gives you 5 months free every year. Because our goal is for you not to come and go. Our goal is for you to stay. But for those of you who are like, hey, Brandy, I really want consistent help. I love what you guys do here. We're doing for the first time ever a lifetime membership. We've never done this before. We're opening it up to 50 spots. I think we have about, 38 spots left. Basically, you can pay one time, $12.99, and be in the membership for life. In addition to that, you have resources to our resource library. We're giving you a ticket to our next conference. You can choose whether you want to come in person in May or if you want to come in person in November, because we know, maybe May won't work for you. So we wanted to give you an option. You also will get replays to our November conference. We just really wanted to make this a no-brainer for those of you who really want to work on your business. And of course, it's tax deductible. It's the end of the year. If you're looking for that end of the year expense, this maybe will be really great for you. Christine, we invite you, whether you join monthly or for lifetime or the lifetime access. For those of you who have been in our accelerator for a year, man, you can convert to lifetime access where you can pay a fee one time and you never, ever, 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 ever have to pay again. So we invite you to lifetime access. Some of you have been members before and maybe you went away for a season. Maybe you had some things you were working on and you're like, hey, 2023 is my year. I want to reconnect. There is no rule about you reconnecting. You can reconnect 100 times and we're going to welcome you with open arms. But if you reconnect at our lifetime membership, when things happen, you don't have to worry about that fee. And it also includes one ticket, one time to the conference, right? I don't know if I can make it bigger on my screen. There you go. I think that made it bigger. And Christina is also dropping the link in the chat. You can go to bit.ly Childcare CEO. It's all lowercase. Or www.childcareceointensive.com. And there's so much more in the membership. So we really invite you guys to join us. Work with us this year. It's very low cost, $99 a month. If you do the yearly, it's $6.99. And if you do the lifetime, it's $12.99. I mean, you can't beat that. And us as childcare owners, if we don't have this to invest in our business, we have a bigger problem. Because, we talked about how our thoughts affect our actions, which affect our outcomes, which will affect our lifestyle over time. So we really do want you to make sure that you work on your mindset, but you also work on your actions, right? So you can begin to get the results that you want. Joy, if you have questions, please feel free to email Christina. She just dropped her email in the chat. It's membership@childcaremillionaires.com. Yes, I love it, Brittany. Brittany said, this is my year of reconnecting. Maria, if you don't know when yours expires, all you have to do is contact Christina. If you have several months, we'll go ahead and upgrade you to the lifetime, and she can help you with that. Come on, Christine. I miss you too. And for those of you who are wanting to do lifetime, then you'll get to party with us in May. You don't have to worry about buying a ticket because your ticket is already included. And so that's it for tonight, guys. Yes, ma'am. It's almost that time. So what I want you to do is make sure you drop your homework in the group. Tonight, you know your revenue, you know your capacity, you know your expenses, you know how to compute your monthly projections, you know your break even, and you know your revenue gap. And you did this all in one night. So imagine if you really committed to your business over the next year. what you could do. Belen, Christina will definitely contact you if you need any help. Let's put the link in the chat. It's bit.ly CEO of Childcare CEO, and it's all lowercase. Yeah, and it should work. Christina, you just make sure it's working. And if you're having any problems, you can go to www.childcare CEO Intensive. Sorry that we have two links. The first night I forgot that we had a domain. And then tomorrow on the Q&A, you are welcome to come in, ask questions. If you missed this information, Angela, this video right here will be up. This is a very good question. This video will be up until Tuesday. Then we take them down, and then they will be in our membership that we're talking about right now. So you do have the I'm not sure, Kim. We're on Facebook. She just needs to go to the business page and scroll down. So if she's having a problem, it may be with Facebook, because we are on the main page. So Kamisha, every month, if you're talking about the Childcare CEO, every single month you get a newsletter of the monthly schedules and sessions. You'll also get a link to a Google Calendar, so you'll always know what's going on. Okay, Amina, right here. Go back to this page, back to this link. If you want to, you can even send this link to your phone. If you go to Facebook, there are 3 dots. You can save this link, but it will be on our business Facebook page, Childcare Millionaires Facebook page, until Tuesday. After that, we take down the videos and they go into our membership. Yes. Kim says she's almost, and I think the team, Kim, every night, sometimes they'll email the link. But if you go to the Childcare Millionaires Facebook page, you will find that link in there. And also, if you're in our group, you'll find that link. So Shelly, if you purchase the VIP pack, the link to the Zoom for tomorrow will be in an email. Oh, good question, Shaquita. So we're taking 50 people at Lifetime who've never done it before. So when those 50 spaces are up, they're up. And we'll still do the yearly for the $6.99. But my husband's calling. He's like, "You're supposed to be off of here at 8:15. I told him, call me at 8:30. He's calling me exactly at 8:30. Y'all come get Suge. But if you have any questions or need anything, reach out to Christina and she'll help. And that's membership@childcaremillionaires.com. Her email address is really, really, really simple. And I'm sure, Christina, you're taking these names to follow up with people. She's really, really good about following up with you. And I want to congratulate Maria, congratulate Antoinette. They say, listen, I want to make sure I get my Lifetime in. So it looks like the link is working. Thank you, guys. Congratulations to you, Maria. Congratulations to you, Antoinette. We definitely recognize you. And then Shelly, we congratulate you. I know you registered last night. Kamisha, Alyssa, I don't want to get in trouble. Valerie, we congratulate you guys who are, taking advantage of that Lifetime membership. All right, Perlina, we always will drop it in the elevation group for you guys, but please check your emails. If you're not getting emails, please check spam, because we are sending out these links, and most of the time when we research, you just haven't opened the email. All right. Okay, Miss Pugh, all you have to do is go to the link. We'll drop it again in the chat. And then we'll kind of go through the messages, Christina, if you'll send people who are asking questions about the link, you can send it to them in their inbox. If she's not your friend, you may have to go to it's 2 inboxes, but we'll try to respond directly to you or respond to your request here. All right, guys, we have one more night. Night 4 is when we put it all together and we complete our annual plan. Then you're going to type that puppy up. You're going to have something that's going to lead you into 2023. I'm really excited that you guys are here. And we got work to do, and we're going to do it, and we're going to do it well. So tomorrow we'll be doing annual planning. We'll put all the pieces of the puzzle together to have a complete annual plan. All right, guys, I'll see you soon, but I will definitely see you at the bank.